Hi guys, this is VCD Street tutorial Photoshop, bit of text, looking at a couple of different things, blending options and layout styles. I'm just going to type in some text there. To do that, it's just like, I'll just show it again, get rid of that, put it in the bin. T for text, or highlight this one here. Okay, hover over any of these things, of course, and you get what it's going to do, what it is. So, street. Yes, that's my name. You can change things around, do it vertically, just like sort of Word. You've got different options here. Warp. You can do all sorts of strange things. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. So you can play around with all these different things there. Different sort of, I think this is kerning, I can't remember the names of these things. It's just different spacing, you can type it in. That's auto, let's make it 18. Doesn't do much. Doesn't matter. Okay, play with that, that's a bit of text. I'm going to drag it down here. Okay, but I mentioned layer styles. So what is this layer styles? Styles, this is the layers, of course. This is our layers palettes. You need to be seeing that. This is a little eye, and you hide it, put it back. We've got our little blue area. You have to make sure you're on the blue highlights that it's active, of course, that layer. Let's see what happens. So we've got this little bit here. We've got all these different functions there. Okay, drop shadow. Creating a shadow of that. You can do all sorts of different things. You can change the colour of it. Hot pink, yeah. Okay. You got your inner. Now it's black, so you're not going to see it. Let's choose that strange little colour. I'm doing real quick, so you just see black on black. It's going to go. It's got a bit too much, isn't it? Okay. So that's the inner shadow. You can see it's pretty wacky sort of thing. May as well keep it for a bit of fun. Outer glow. You can change the colour. So you note that I'm ticking it, but then you need to. I can sort of tick it, but it's not highlighted blue. So I'm not working on that. It needs to be highlighted blue, so I can now sort of have a look. Boy, this is getting gaudy. How fun. Okay, so the outer glow seems to be taking over the drop shadow there. You can't even see the colour. Anyway, let's not play with that. I've got satin on. Let's not play with that. Inner glow, different things. You need to play with each of these yourself. Emboss is well used these days, and we have, it's hard to see with the black. So to get rid of this black, just going to change the colour overlay, change the colour, something like that. Now you can see the embossing and bevel a lot more. This is smooth. You can make it chiseled hard. You can make it harder because that's the soften there. You can see that. Inner bevel. You've got pillow emboss, you've got to play around with all of these different things. Normal emboss, I'm going back to inner bevel. You can mess around with all these different things here. You might stumble across. I don't usually tend to do too much with any of this. For different things occasionally, but I'm going to stick with that one. I'm going to say, well, you can stroke, meaning put a line around the edge of the text. Horrific, of course. And the size here. So that can be useful. Not the way I've done it right now, but it certainly can be useful for other things. And this opacity, wherever you see opacity, it just means transparency. I don't know why opacity is less used as in the normal language than transparency, but that's what that's for. I'm going to take that away. Okay, there's a little bit of that. I'm going to just change this. This is Buddha text. I can go back and edit this at any stage by highlighting it and things like that. Undo that. If you're having trouble getting out of the text, you always just click on this one. You're ready to go. If you don't like some of the effects, or you just want to take a couple away, or you might have a couple of versions of different things you want to play around with, that's that there. But that's the text one. I want to make a picture. Why do I want to make a picture? Because this is grey. If I rasterize this layer, rasterize type, you can do it with shape, smart objects, which come from Illustrator usually. Different things, that's going to make a picture, and you can see up here, I'll just undo that. See, it's a T for text, so it's editable. I'm going to redo the rasterized type. You see it's turned to just a picture, so I can't change that lettering anymore. If I press this T or whatever, I can't highlight that. It's just going to create a new layer. But I'm going to chuck that in the bin. Let's see if I can do anything. I've had trouble just a minute ago with this. Hue saturation's potentially a fun one if it works. It's not working so much. And I'll tell you why that is another day. Basically, there's too many effects on this one here. If I get rid of that effect, if I give it a colour, now it's a picture, I'm going to really quickly magic on some colours. Magic wand highlighting just basic flat shapes, forms. I'm going to dump using the paint bucket. Swap that around. So, okay. Now we have the colour. I just pressed M just to get rid of these, what we call crawling ants, I've heard they'd be called. But if you got that, you can't work on anything, so you always have to go back to that, just click anywhere. It's another, and usually that's my default, I always go back to that. Now, I should be able to click on here, hue saturation. Hue's just a fancy word for colour, people. And you can just flick around, so you could have a really complex picture, or certainly a layer on a picture, and just want to hone it. Saturation is the brightness, of course, how saturated that colour is. Of course, everyone, it's very straightforward. Alright. I've got these layer styles all there, and you can just bung them back on, but you can see that colour is pretty much gone. Alright, that's today's tutorial. I know it doesn't look spectacular at this stage, but there's plenty you can work with there for your own purposes. Alright, have a good one.